Okay, I want to welcome you all again. I've got my hat backwards here, God knows why, but listen, how you doing? We're going to continue with some art I'm working on behind the scenes for my new game I'm making, computer game for the PC, which will be free, available to download if you want to try it out, called on a Ren'Py, and the game's name is Vast World. What I'm actually doing here right now is I'm going to go with a few different things. Okay, I'm going to go for a different. I will probably do different colour schemes slightly here and there, and a little bit different art here and there. But I'm going to keep it as simple though as possible. It's going to be a rough game, as I say, anyway. But let's go. I've decided here for the next part of the game. Okay, we're going to have a choice here. We've got this map here. We're still on the west path, so we've got 1, 2, 3. The third image. On the third image, we're going to have a choice of where we're going to go to next. I think, I think what I'm going to do is I was going to have like a scene with someone standing talking, but I don't want to do that now. I want to go with a different kind of setting. I want to make it like, I'm not too sure. It's got to be 3 ways to go, that is for sure. We've got the castle up. No, we've got the castle, which is down towards that way. We've got the village. The village also. And then we've got one more part on this lost thing. So, someone's lost. Okay, a lost person on one side. 3 images to do with a lost person. 3 images to do with a castle. A castle, basically. They're going there, arriving, and then meeting the king. And then we've got a village where we're going to have different things going on in the village. I think he just explores the village, basically. It's pretty simple. I'd like to turn that into a marketplace or something, I think, but I just called it village for now. But whatever, man, whatever. Let's just do this, have some fun. So, village, castle, and lost. So let's have a look, okay? We have somebody over here, some figure. We don't know who this guy is. There's somebody here. Mind you, I always draw these figures always standing up so straight. I think I should do it more like have something to it, like this man's exhausted, maybe someone's standing here and his legs are there, maybe his legs over here. Excuse moi. I erased that shit, man. Excuse me, man. I ended up drawing a third leg on that dude. Shit, man, that was fucked up. Okay, the shoulder's gonna be here. He's reaching down. He's like, oh man, he's just exhausted. Maybe his hands are in front here, and he's got like, maybe he's sitting there. Yeah, he's sitting on something. That would make more sense. I was gonna make it like he's standing there, but okay, let's make it like the guy's sitting on something. Man, Richard comes out with the darndest things sometimes, but you know, we're doing it here, man, and I really appreciate you guys for watching. You just don't have a clue how much I appreciate you for watching. As I say, I mean, this is really simple art, I'm coming up with like real simple stuff. Some guy here, maybe in boots or whatever, guy here in boots, okay. Maybe he's like a stranger in a cowboy hat or something like that. Oh, damn it. No, I'm not too sure, I really don't know. But there's a guy here. See, it's this kind of art, this kind of sketchy, fast stuff that comes more natural to me as such, and it's like I'm trying to practice my painting too. Like, I really admire, like, I'm inspired by a lot of this concept art stuff I see people doing. That it's so incredible. But I'm just saying, like, this kind of stuff when I go into like a Bob Ross kind of mode, where it's like I can literally talk to you and like, yeah, about what the picture is and that without getting too like distracted, It's a funny thing. Like the way Bob Ross, the artist, when he's talking and he's just like so into it, and he's like, how is he coming up with this stuff? It just blows your mind, You wonder. And, I'm gonna do this guy in a cowboy hat. Screw it. if I'm not careful, he's going to end up looking like our friends outside in the garden we filmed up in the last video, who was going at it. They nearly knocked each other out, you know. I think what I'm going to do is make it a really simple hat like this. Okay, like that. Who is the guy, man? Is it the Scarecrow from Wizard of Oz? I do not know. The guy here. Oh. I got some ideas already as in what's going to happen. See, the thing comes when you get like scenery and then you have like, okay, what's going to happen, you know? So, well, what about the interaction, you know what I mean? You see someone there or you see something, like for example in our last image we had that car. Okay, there's a car, so what's the interaction? What's the point in showing that car? Realistically, we should have more scenes, right? We should have more scenes like, okay, he's going to look at the car, it's abandoned, someone's there or someone comes talking to him or something, you know. Now this guy here, what about this lost guy here? He's lost on the road. Well, we're going to talk with the guy, you know what I mean? It make more sense, wouldn't it, to have the guy close up on the screen talking, and something's going to happen, or maybe in the next scene. So we see the guy like this, sitting here, and then he calls me over, or I go to him, you know, or something like that. But I've not done it like that. I'm just going with a few simple images, you know, and I'm just going with that. Again, we can do our usual. We can, as I say, move bitches around, excuse my language. So I'm going to have the guy pretty close. Maybe he can still talk to us from this distance, you know, so making things more simpler, as I say. I'm going to have this as a wall here. Maybe one of these walls that we have where, you know, we've got the houses and stuff, you know. Maybe he's kind of like on there, you know. Okay, and it's coming on. I have some bars up there, some beams, wooden, what do you call them, you know. This is part of the house up here, see. And that's across there. You just learn about perspective the more you do it, you know. The more you draw, the more you learn about perspective. I think drawing's a very important key thing to practice if you're an artist. It really is. You may like painting and stuff, but you know, you've got to really, I think the lines and stuff are very important to see and visualize. Maybe not for everybody. Maybe some people can just go in and, you know, and paint, but paint without having to worry about that. But you know what I mean? I'm going to go with a soft eraser here. A soft eraser, sorry. Low opacity, just to go over that a little bit, make that a little bit less prominent as he is, you know, because he's the main feature of the scene. Somebody's there, somebody's sitting there. Who's that, you know? Yeah. Oh, let me just check this recording now. Where we at? I want to get myself a cup of tea in a moment or so, yo. So we've got 3 options in this, don't forget. So we're going to see that castle in the distance now. I'm loving this already. Oh, my neck. I'm going to see that castle in the distance, man. And we're going to do that. Hold on. Get yourself comfortable, damn it. You'll be laying in that coffin for a long time in the future, you know. When everybody grows old and dies, you know. In the future, we're not going to be here anymore to be complaining about this or that. Now look at this great almighty castle in the background. I love it when they say things like that, you know. Yeah, man, look at this. Look what you can do. Almighty castle in the background. Oh my god. I'm really going into Bob Ross mode here, but I'm just getting excited about it all, you know. And I love it when I'm in this mode. I love it just being able to draw, you know. I love being just able to draw. And the thing is, from a distance like this, we don't have to have so many details. So I'm still going. It's almost like Disneyland. I'm going with that same kind of attitude as we get from like painting, you know, certain details. So I'm saying. There's a castle in the distance, basically, a big castle. I think that castle's way too close to us, it seems. So let's go on another layer. Let's go on another control here. Shrink it up some. Shrink it up some, she said. It's doing me in. Just trying, shrink it up, hon. She kicked me out the castle, man. I thought it was a man's castle. This man, I can imagine this man saying that, but just zoom in and get some squat on there. Get some view on that shit. Now, we don't really want these prominent lines really to be too strong anyway, from that much of a distance away. You always get these big drawbridges and stuff, you know, but I'm trying to do this one a bit different, you see what I mean? It's like, you see like that there, and then I want to make it a bit different, okay? Okay, you may notice I keep going across and touching, changing like things like the contrast or the opacity of a, you know, certain brush or something, you know. But the reason for that is, as I say, you know, the reason being is because I don't know, I'm just lazy really. I mean, you could do it different ways, like you got shortcuts and stuff. Oh, I'm loving this castle already. You know, and I've never actually studied a castle. I've seen castles, I've played Zelda games, I've actually been to castles when I was living back in England years ago, things like that. I've seen castles on TV, obviously, but to actually study a castle or one of those old cards which I just drew, things like that, and those houses and certain things, a lot of the stuff just going off the top of my head. But it's like it's all coming, you know, it's all coming together, and that's the thing. And all we're working with is a black pen here on certain opacities on an overlay layer blending mode on top of this coloured background. Okay, and there's your castle, man. Wow, man, you know. God damn it. So going over certain areas here just to make it stand out a little bit. Things you want to stand out, like that bridge there and certain things, you know, and I think that's okay. I mean, it may be a little bit unrealistic because it's a bit too close maybe. You know, maybe these should be a bit stronger here. But, you know, the thing is though, overall, I think it's okay for the game, you know. You've got these choices, which way you want to go. You want to go to the castle. We're going to have a path leading down to that castle too. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm still going to give it a cut out just really quickly and work it out. Hold on. Let me check my camera. Okay, we're still okay time-wise. So yeah, a bit of perspective on that to make it look a bit more dramatic, I think. Yeah. Yeah, and then I hope I've not destroyed that. Don't think I have. Yeah, see, like that. You can keep the perspective in mind as well. Just like this will be okay. So I've got to remember where that horizon line, so to speak, is. You've always got to keep a bit of a understanding of where the horizon is. So I'm doing a faint horizon line here in the distance. Okay. You know, gonna have to do it to see what's what. There obviously you can have your mountains and whatever else is in the land, you know. Oh, you know, I've grown up playing loads of games like Zelda and stuff, you know, and Ocarina of Time, and the magic, the atmosphere of being in those worlds, you know. Wow. It's just a wonderful experience, and I admire games makers, you know, people like that, you know. I'm not, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to draw anything for the village. I'm just going to have a sign here pointing to the village is what I'm going to do in a moment, so, you know, Still got to go over this a little bit, see. So we're coming up here with this this castle, you know. And from this distance it's okay because we don't need to see too much detail, you know. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start doing some, like a path, you know, a path. God knows why there's a castle out in the middle of nowhere here, but you know, it's just for the mystique of this game, the mystical, what do you call it? The enchanted, whatever the hell you want to call it, you know. That's all it is, you know. You know. And hopefully, even if you've seen this video, when you do play the actual game, you still will get the atmosphere, the music and stuff, you know. I could have colour and everything in this, but I'm not going to bother with that. I'm just going to have it very simple. With this guy on the left here. Actually, we are going to see the guy talking, so I'm talking wrong in what I just said there, because we are actually going to see this guy, you know, talking. Because if you go to choose to talk to him, you're going to see him. So it's okay, we're going to have a basic shot of the guy there, you know, angle, so to speak, you know. You don't want to have things too cluttered, see. I want to say, like, I could have a tree here, for example, see. I could have a tree or something growing here, see. But the thing is, it's going to, like, Wizard of Oz style, you know, but it's like, it kind of like clutters everything up, you know what I mean? Because you got the guy there, you know. You know, you've got to be really careful not to have too much in the scene to distract. What I'm going to have here is a little pathway. A little pathway here. You know, just to show that you can go another way, basically. And there's going to be options on the screen, as I say. You know, yeah, I think there's going to be a sign up here. On the, I was going to have a signpost, but I'm going to have it actually on the wall here. Just saying village that way. Just village maybe, and there's an arrow, you know. Check my time on this. Okay, good, we're okay guys, it's okay. Village. It's got to be clear because the player is going to be reading this stuff, you know. There's no point in having words and stuff or images if it's unreadable, you know, by the player or the viewer. So they're not going to have a clue what the hell they're doing. You know, like, obviously, right? So, you know, I do these wooden fences and stuff. Just the way I do them, you know. A few things like this, you see. So, like mounds in the sand and stuff. See, things like that. Just make it like more like a real world. Little things, plants sticking up, the occasional rock. You know, things like that. Things like this line here, a bit unnecessary, you see. It's too cluttered up, you see what I'm saying? I don't think there needs to be a sign for the castle, but there could be, you know, some sign up there. It's not going to be too detailed. More mountains and stuff. Literally like that. You know, so there we are on our way, you know, to the Wizard of Oz kind of thing, you know. So there we are, and what I'm going to do now is do that just quickly. Yes, okay. I'm going to do a duplicate of this layer, make a darker version, you know. Well, let's just do it like that. I think that's probably a bit better. I like this way. I'll do it that way. Yeah. Keeps the colour in. Okay, and I'm going to go to some dark. Okay, so I'm just going to choose a low, no, eraser version, hold on 1 second. Hold on, guys. Hold on 1 second, I'll tell you. Okay, so bear with me, guys. Bear with me. I'm very sorry about that. I had to stop the camera there. And, you know, I've got my hat back front ways again. So it's all good. But, you know, yeah, so, yeah, going with my eraser pen, as I was saying. I love the way you can do that in Fire Alpaca. Probably can do it in a lot of softwares anyway. But, you know, the way that you can, like, turn the brush into an eraser of itself, no matter what shape brush you're using. No matter what brush shape you're using, you know, you're able to do that. You're able to turn it into an eraser in the shape of that brush. It's still that brush basically you're using. And I think that's just incredible. I think that's great because it's very, very handy. It is very, very handy indeed. You know, because, you know, you can choose the basic stuff. You can choose that as a normal eraser, you know. You can choose your basic normal eraser or your soft version, which are great, and I constantly use them. If you've noticed, I still use them a lot, you know. But I'm just saying that, you know, if you really want that eraser I'm talking about, you know, if you want to have an eraser in the shape of a brush, just kind of like without having to change, so to speak, you know, and still have that, you can. It's a very good thing, very handy thing to have. Okay, so now I'm just shading this guy out here, and a few things. See, now I can go over here and just, obviously I don't have a special brush or anything now. I'm just using literally the basic pen tool, you know. Another thing I want to say, it's not really that clear, you know, as in it's not too clear, I don't think, here. Well, it's not too bad. I was going to say it's not too clear, the paths here, you know, the path like on the other side here. I can colour this arrow in on the wall and will be a bit better. Let me put a shadow underneath this. Yeah, that's better. Do a shadow under here. Got to have some level of detail, damn it. You know, a level of shadow underneath this house here. A bit of a shadow behind that wall, even if I wanted to. You know, I'm not going to get too carried away with all this shading. Now I'm going to just merge those down. Wizard of Oz style, yo. Check it out. Yeah, and there we go. That's the next image. There we go. So saving that out. The world. What is it? West Path 3, right? So WP2. 3, sorry. That's okay. Okay to save it. And I'll see you in the next video. Damn it. You know, if you want to join me, I thank you very much. Thanks for watching, okay? Take care now. Okay, welcome once again. Okay, now we're going to work on the next part here of this, you know, Vast World. Okay, a computer game that I'm making called Vast World, and we're going to start working on the next part of the map now of the game. Okay, I'm doing artwork for this. If you've been following me so far, I have a map plan here for my game that I'm making. I love to make animated cartoons, and I also love to make games. It's all going to include my art. Don't forget everything I do. Here, okay, so we're right here, and I've got basically, as I say, the next part to do. We've finished this part on the left here. Like, we've gone from the main gate, we've gone up through the west path 1, 2, and 3, and on the third image, which is this one, we've got 3 choices, and then we're going to work from the left path now, which is the lost man. There's a lost man, and this lost man is going to be talking. I don't know exactly the story of what's going to happen with this man, okay, and what the deal is with this guy. But I'm just going to make it now, basically, like 3 different images, basically. So it's an awkward one. It is an awkward one, I must say. I think what I'm going to try and do is do this pretty simple. So in the folder, lost, the name of the folder, let's do this guy. I'm going to try and do a funky face for this guy. We're going to see him close up this time. Turn my pen back to normal mode. Now we're going to see this guy's face. Now, obviously this is the first sketch. It'll either be changed into a real piece of art, or it's going to be, you know, just a sketch. But I think we're going to use it as a piece of art. I think this is the scene where he looks up and just sees us and notices us standing there, as in the player in the game, who we are. You know, there's the guy. He's going to be here. Got a very, very moody face, kind of like, you know, he's got a kind of like moody look to his face. Okay, I don't even like his mouth already. It's like the kind of mouth you want to punch this shit out of, you know what I'm saying? But let's go in with that. I'm going to go a thin brush, really sketchy style. I love this kind of sketchiness, you know. I mean, there's people that do better sketches than I do, but I'm just saying. The idea we're going for here is not specifically like a manga type look. We're going for like a mixture between comic book and real, you know. So I love the way the guy's eyes are like kind of squinted. They're very, oh man, this guy's been through the shits, man, this guy, you know. And yeah, that's all it's all about, you know what I'm saying. So it's going down, you know, Rocky and Apollo, you know. Yeah, come on. Basically that's what's going on, though, you know. Well, think about the guy's face. I want to make him kind of like bony. He's a bony ass bastard. Like that kind of a face, you know. We're gonna go with that kind of a look. We don't have to overdo it, you know. We ain't got to overdo it and shit. We can have like kind of wipe that out a little bit, you know, clean it up a bit. We're getting the basic understanding of where the goddamn mug looks like, you know what I'm saying? Get a goddamn mug up in this bitch. You can see now his chin's gonna be about here. He's got some chin. Yeah, obviously, because you ain't got a chin, how you gonna get knocked the fuck out? You know? Come from wide. He's a man, you know, he's a man. He's been through the lot. He's been through that. He's been through a lot, this man. That's gone up there. He's got a jawbone. Oh shit, he's been through a lot. But that's not how we want it, though. I want to change up a bit. I'm gonna go for a more. He doesn't see what I'm trying to say. You go for such a realistic look and you end up messing everything up. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like it should be like just a bit of a character about it, whether it be scenery or characters. There's got to be a bit of a freedom to express shapes. I just can't explain it. I have to find someone who can. I think what I can do is I want to put a pair of glasses on this guy. What do you think? Let's just check it out. What it looks like. Okay, you can see his eyes still. I think we're getting somewhere with this guy. He's a lone vagabond. Now this guy's got a thing about this guy here with glasses on. The eyes, the pupils we're going to draw in. This guy's talking to your ass in the game. Imagine this guy talking to you now. Fuck me, man. You might shit your ass self right out. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause this guy ain't looking too good. You know what I'm saying? He's looking he's kind of been through the shits, man. He's been through the shits. You know what I'm saying? So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna clean up this bit here. Clean up the motherfucker's jaw for somebody get knocked the fuck out. Mind you, we ain't got to be too exaggerated about it, you know what I mean? Okay, let's go. Shoulders and everything. Let's have that just hanging off in this top like that. Oh, I love the way you get these characters on the screen just talking to you. I don't give a fuck if it's 3D or 2D. You got some motherfucker talking to you, it's like, shit, why don't you get that in the real world? You know what I'm saying? This guy could be in a hoodie or anything. Okay, they're a bit strong shoulders. He's a man, he's been through those motherfucking He's been through the ish, you know what I'm saying? He's been through the hard, man. He's been through more than these goddamn new age youngsters, you know what I'm saying? You know, man, he's been straight through the hood. He's making his own raps and all the deal. No, I'm just joking around, but you know, could be, you know. So there's this guy, he's in his goddamn prime. So don't forget, he's also in a hat. So we got a chance to draw one of these big funky hats on. Isn't that cool how we can do that? Oh my god, that is a good thing. I love to draw these big funky hats like that. Easily is the real deal, man. So we're not getting the whole thing on the screen as such, but he's there. But I could have the whole body on the screen, saying like have him further away and have like more of his body showing. But I want to just have it like this. The guy's talking to you. That's how it is. Interaction time in the game. Put a bit of hair down here. You know, his hair's kind of like hanging. It's kind of like messy anyway, you know. Yeah, and there's our dude, man, you know what I'm saying? There's our dude right there. You know what I'm saying? Our dude right there, man. We just check the time though. So this is our dude right there, as I say. You know, put a bit of a stronger line on the outline just to see if it looks good or not. I don't know. Gotta be careful with some of these outlines sometimes. They either look good or bad, you know. But yeah, you know, thick line there, just make him stand out, you know. You know how it is. Some of these lines there, you know, I know what you're saying, that little line there, I know. And all that, see, and then what else you're gonna have? Obviously things like shadow. I want the guy to have white hair, like an older guy. You know, but you gotta see certain things. Darkness there and the shadow of his nose. You know. I don't know, got the lines here on the side. And this guy is coming to talk to our main player. Now, what's going to happen next? I don't even know. Be honest with you, I don't really know. Okay, right, this is a game. I'm gonna just put this, merge that there, make a duplicate of that, make a darker version. Okay, and I'm gonna start. I'm gonna for this one. I'm gonna for this one I'm gonna erase part of the scenery. I'm going to make the background darker. I think that's way too dark though. That's way too dark. Well, I'm going to go with that spray. No, I'm going to go with that soft eraser. Soft eraser is basically like the same as having the eraser mode set on when you're using the spray brush, more or less, because it's just, you know, a soft spray type eraser where you're like reversing rather than spraying stuff on softly. You're literally erasing shit, you know. So I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna use a hard eraser now. Full opacity on this biatch. I'm gonna start. Ooh, make sure you're on the right layer. That is way well and truly messed up. It's okay if you want to go for some manga stuff. But it's like, for this, we're not going to have it as strong as that, because that's just way too strong. I knew it was kind of messed up anyway from the beginning. Going for brown, right? A bit brighter. We just want to have it stand out compared to the rest of it is all I want to do. Even from there, that's still too much. Okay, so just enough to stand out, you see? On the right layer now. Okay, so just shading out the dark areas, as I say. I think the only other place is his t-shirt now, or his jumper, whatever it is. His top here. you know, glasses, we don't really need to. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to light erase just to show a bit of shadow here. Go for a bit of that manga type ish thing, a little bit, you know, to get a bit of that shade on the guy's, you know, face here. That's covering his face here, you see. Gives him a bit of a mystical something about the guy, you know. Obviously giving it don't look amazing, but you know, it's a rough thing, we're just making it the best we can. So I'm going to put this on here, go there, you know, again like this, going here, 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 hold on a little bit there. Okay, and we're just going to go with it almost like that. And have it like that. Now, I'm going to have some fun with the background. I'm going to start doing some shading to shade out some land. Oh shit, hold on. Shading out some land with a normal pen, but a low opacity pen. I've just picked the light, one of the lightest colours with that back there. And I'm going to go on another layer to be safe. And I'm going to start shading in some ground or something like that, just to shade in. Rather than drawing lines, we're just going to paint it in almost. Like he's standing there, you get the background. You can see a bit of a difference between the ground, you see, and everything else. You know, the darker being the sky in this case. We're going to go with some darker tones as well. Small marks and things, you see, just make it a bit not all the same, you know. Going with some light as well here to make some like little, I don't know, indications of things like buildings or whatever. Oh, shit, hold on, be careful when you're painting not to mess anything up. Going with some different little shapes and things. And I think this is where you could do a bit of sketching over the top to make it look like something or other. So I'm going to basically merge those down, go to a new layer, go to overlay, choose black, choose full opacity on the brush and make it small, turn lower opacity down on that overlay blend mode layer. Start drawing in some little sketches, turn the opacity even lower down. Draw some shapes over those shapes there. Do a few things, a few stronger ones too, opacity wise. You know, it doesn't matter what they are. In this case, at this point in time, I'm just doing like fences and all kinds of things. Imagining a tree here, whatever it might be. A house in the distance here, maybe. You know, something like that. It doesn't really matter because the eyes are not looking, we're not looking that far into the distance to even give much of a crap, you know. Remember, overlay. Okay. So just doing a few shapes and things here. Really just houses and stuff, you know. We don't even know what they are, see? Steps and things, you see, and it all starts to come into being. There's a tree or something there, you know, there's a Wild West kind of thing, that kind of a feel going on, you could say, yeah. Like, it's not a Wild West, but it's that kind of thing going on. We can have a bit of a moon in or a bit of a sun in the sky, or some kind of elements like that, you know. The first time we're seeing the sun as such from here. You know, we could have some elements like this, you know, just a few things like that, you know. Just going over it a bit, even just erasing that out a bit, you know. I don't even know. Even going over a little bit on the sides there. So I think that's just about ready there for that image, you know. I'm going to merge those down. Give it a little bit of a contrast. And there's a game we're making. Okay, so putting the contrast on, you see, bump that up, whatever, a bit too strong there I think, but you know, okay, like that. Save it out. Hang on, one more. You know, I'm going to save that as it is. That's going to be 1 for the lost man. So we're going to go to lost 1. 1S in lost. Okay, boom, boom. Okay, 1. Shit, man, hold on. I'm going funny, man. Lost 1. That's right. Okay, lost 1. Bam, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Okay, welcome once again. Welcome. You should be watching video 5 here. This is video 5 for behind the scenes on artwork for my new game I'm making. Rough computer game for the PC, which is a visual novel type game, simple, made in Ren'Py, as in one of the game softwares that I use to make games. This is a game called Vast World, a game that I'm making, and we're working on the artwork. I want to say up until this point I've been a little bit too detailed on some of the art, even for what it is. I was supposed to do really simple sketches and stuff, but it's okay. It's not too late to still make some changes, and I want to speed up the process and get this done because I want to be doing some more animation and cartoons anyway. So we got this guy, okay, we're talking to this guy in the story right now basically. All I'm doing basically is a few images of a guy who's standing and talking to us basically. A guy, and he's going to look a bit different probably in certain scenes here, just for the fact that it's just a rough game anyway as I'm doing it, and you know, at the end of the day it's not going to be perfect, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect either. We're just doing a rough game. For this particular image I'm just doing it really simple, okay, and yeah, we're just getting this done. Sometimes you can like flip the screen on this side, see, so you know, if you need to do it that way. I'm just going to do it really rough here to do the hat across here. Okay, so I'm just doing it, I'm just literally sketching this guy out. Okay, so I'm just doing this here, doing the art for this character. His shoulders are here. I'm not, as I say, I'm not the best artist when it comes to doing various art for characters in general anyway. You know, there's more to this guy in the story, there's more to this guy, that's for sure. Don't know what yet, but there's definitely more to this guy. What I'm going to do from here is I'm not even going to mess around with it, I'm going to just bring it like this. Okay, deselect, okay, go back to the pen. I'm just getting different angles of this guy talking and stuff. He's just talking to you basically. In this scene we have his mouth open slightly. You know, and that's okay. As I say, he's not going to look totally the same even in various shots, like some of these characters, because it's just like rough anyway, you know. I think that's way too... Oh, it's okay, it's okay. So, you know, this is here. Almost looks like he's got a nosebleed there. It's not supposed to be like that. Okay, let's go now. I'm going to cover that up. Change up the mouth a little bit. Okay, we're going to just go with that. That's not perfectly the same as such, but you know, we're going to go with that, okay, as it is. Okay, you notice how I'm kind of speeding this one up, as you know. So that's really simple there, you know. I'm going to do some lines for the background. I'm going to do a few little things like houses and stuff in the background, because we're still in this part of the land, you know. Very simple, like sketch houses and stuff. You see that? I'm just doing that. See, things like that. Shapes, you don't even know what that is. See, lines. See, it's getting it done. Not to be lazy, but it's like just get it done. You know, it's like get it. The basic stuff. As long as the eyes can make out what it is. That's what the whole plan is with this game. Okay. Merging those down, duplicating that layer, checking my time on the recording. We're just over 5 minutes so far, pretty good. Contrast, brightness down a bit, go in here. I'm going to go with a hard eraser. We're just going to erase the areas that make sense, man. You know, the face. Don't worry about the contrast, I'll fix that in a moment. I know the contrast is a bit off on the face, but I'll fix that in a moment. We're just doing it rough, as I say. Yep. You see, like this. See, I'm going to go on the other layer behind now. Just start, you know, erasing the ground, the back a little bit. Not the same intensity of that eraser there. It's a bit darker than the face still, you know. Things like that. Okay. Yeah, turning down the saturation a little bit on that face. Yeah. That's okay. Now I'm going to merge those down. I'm going to make a duplicate of that and make a dark version. Okay. And that's going to be basically for the colour of his, and I've moved that below also. This is for the colour of his hat and jacket, okay? So basically that's what we're doing, okay? That's basically what we're doing. You make a layer, like a duplicate of a layer. That's what I do. And it'll either be darker, the layer on top will be darker or lighter. Or you adjust them either way you feel comfortable. Like you can move that one below the other one, and then what you do is you just erase from that layer, from your top layer, to reveal what's underneath it in certain areas, erasing areas to show the light or the dark, basically. Okay, and you can either work with like not like a full opacity eraser, like visibility, a bit transparent, so that will like that will do different shading. You see how I've done it here a little bit, see, but or you can do it, as I say, with full opacity, which is what I've just gone with. But now I'm going to go on that bottom layer, turn it up a little bit more because it's a little bit too dark. Okay, I'm going to just merge those together. We're done with this image basically for the most part. Bam, a little bit more on the contrast, brightness, just have it like that. Okay, I think that's going to be alright. We're just going to choose a little bit more for the glasses on the other side of his face there. Go across, go on another layer, fuck it. Go to overlay, and we're just going to have this, black. This guy is going to be talking. Slightly darker even, I think. Hang on. So I don't need to do too much. Have the eyes looking at the player, maybe, if we want to do pupils in them. I don't think we have to have them. No, I'm not even going to have pupils, we'll leave it like that. Okay, there's our save there. We've still got one more image to do for this, okay, as well. Let me just, for this guy talking. Lost, okay, PNG. Make it big so we can see what we're doing. The first images here look slightly different, but lost 2. No space, just the way I'm doing it. Save it out. Okay. Okay, yes. Okay, I'm going to close that one off and say thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Thank you guys. Thanks a lot.